If someone were to ask you, what's one of the biggest, most profitable industries in the world? I think if you were looking at the top 5, maybe top 3, maybe even top 1, it's finance. Finance industry. Then if you think, well, in the last 20 years or so, what are some of the top technology advancements? iPhone, which I think was in the last 20 years. Then you've got AI, of course. And then crypto. I believe crypto's in the top 3. All right, so finance, crypto, well, yeah, I want to put those two together and invest in that. That seems to make sense. Decentralized finance, we're going to talk about a particular one called SaucerSwap. Before we do that, I always have to say, I'm a big dumb animal. That's my disclaimer. Don't do what I do. This is informational purposes only. So unless, of course, you're going to go to a steak place and you're going to do what I do, which is get a fully loaded baked potato and then maybe a small side salad. So that if someone walks by and they're concerned about your health, you can be like, oh, look, side salad. And then they'll be like, oh, good job. And then when they leave, this is what you do. And this is advice. Push the side salad away, finish the steak and potato, and then say these words. Bananas Foster. You don't have to know what that means. Just say it. You'll thank me later. Okay. Now, SaucerSwap. What is it? It's a decentralized exchange. I'm not going to talk about it so much from usage, digging in. I actually have a school down below where I have crypto classes. There's a link down below you can join. I go through details on how to actually do things. You name it, many different classes. I think it's worth your time. Take a look below. We're just going to get into what is SaucerSwap from an investment opportunity, and I'll show you generally what it does. Now, when it comes to decentralized exchanges, pretty much every layer 1 has one. So if we look here, I'm on CoinMarketCap. I'm in layer 1s. We've got, of course, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, and down here, Hedera. Now, Hedera is number 17 in terms of market cap size, around 8 billion. So it's a very obviously large chain, and SaucerSwap is on Hedera. Now, we're going to compare it to some of these, like Ethereum, and I think probably BNB, and there are some others, so that we can get an idea of what do those look like on those chains in terms of value versus this one right now. Why this one? If we go to DeFi Llama, you can pull up the various chains. I pulled up Hedera already. It lists out the financial protocols on Hedera. The largest one by far for a decentralized exchange is SaucerSwap. Its ticker is SAUCE. This image here happens to talk about the speed of these decentralized exchanges, how fast they can confirm a transaction, but I don't remember how old this is. It doesn't have a date on it. So you've probably heard of these. Notice these are all decentralized exchanges, swapping protocols for all of these layer 1s. They each have whichever one listed here happens to be the most popular on that chain. So we're going to talk about the most popular one on the Hedera chain. I always like to be transparent. I own Hedera and I own SaucerSwap and I own many of these other ones as well. But I think Hedera is going to do extremely well, and therefore I also believe that SaucerSwap will do extremely well. Now let's take a look at the site itself. SaucerSwap.finance. This is their main page. Yes, they've got little aliens everywhere. They give you some basic stats. Total value locked at the moment. Their trading volume has been over 3 billion. Their market cap, 40 million. We'll get to that. Essentially 3 things you're going to do here. Swap, liquidity pools, and staking. Swapping is very straightforward. You can connect your wallet up here on the right. You go into swap, and on the right-hand side here, you can choose from to what. You just click and you can choose what you want to swap, like in this case, Hedera, and you might want to buy some sauce. So you would just choose sauce and determine how much you want to put in there. You hit swap and it's going to take Hedera out of your wallet. It's going to swap it for sauce and then put sauce back in your wallet. It's literally that simple. And you'll be able to find all of the various tokens that are on Hedera that you might want to purchase. Bonzo and a whole bunch of other ones. They'll give you stat information, etc. That simple. And that's exactly how those swap sites work on the other chains. Liquidity pools, very important. I don't want to get into too much detail on liquidity pools, but know this. As an analogy, you fly to Japan, let's say, and you get off, and let's say you have to use physical currency. So you take some maybe US dollars I would have, and I exchange it for their currency. And I go to a currency exchange. In order for that currency exchange to take my dollars and to give me yen back, they would have to have yen available. And then someone else walks up, maybe they're about to get on a plane and leave. They say, here's the yen that I didn't use. Now may I have US dollars? Okay, so to do those exchanges, the currency exchange is going to have a pile of US dollars and a pile of yen. Same thing if someone came with different money, they would have to have that available as well. So in order for a swap to take place, they have to have, they call them pools, where they have both of those currencies that want to be swapped. In this case, crypto. So if you look here and you scroll down, now if you just want to swap, you don't have to get involved with any of this stuff. But I just want to show you, because you'll hear about liquidity pools. Here's a popular one on Hedera, of course, USDC and Hedera. So in this pool, there's USDC and there's Hedera. So I can come here, if I have USDC in my wallet, and I go over to swap, and I say, all right, I have USDC in my wallet. Now I want to swap it for SAUCE, or I want to swap it for Hedera. If I want to do that, then what's happening is it's reaching into this pool and it's making the exchange. And if you are a liquidity provider, you can actually, let's call it invest or put assets into these pools, and you can receive a rate of return. You can provide liquidity. There's essentially two different ways to do it. Going to keep it simple here. If you come into this pool and you say, yeah, I'm interested. I've looked at the APR. I want to make some extra money. I want to put in money, USDC, and Hedera. So you click new position. There's a manual way of doing it. There's various options. Essentially with the manual, you're going to provide USDC and Hedera. If you put in an amount of USDC, it's going to tell you how much Hedera you'll need to provide because it needs to keep the pool balanced. It wants to have essentially a balanced amount of each asset. If you go into auto, what you can do is you can actually choose to only put in one of the two assets. It's only for the liquidity pools that say auto next to them. So I think this is very interesting. I think this is very useful. I can just put in USDC. I can just put in Hedera. However, caveat, even though I put in, let's say, $1,000 of USDC, when that happens, I have made this pool imbalanced. They will automatically balance the pool. So what happens is when I take my assets out, I put in $1,000 worth of USDC, 1,000 USDC, but I'm actually going to get out when I take it out a portion of USDC and a portion of Hedera. There's no way around it. They're going to give you both. If you've ever heard of what's called impermanent loss, what that means is essentially if one asset is going up in price, it's going to change the amount of that asset that you get back. So for example, keeping it simple, if I put in USDC and I put in Hedera, I would watch it for a while, earn my return. If Hedera started to take off and I thought it was going to do very well, I would immediately pull out of that pool because I want to make sure I keep, if I put in 500 Hedera or 1,000 Hedera, I'd like to try to get that back because if it starts going up in price and I wait a month or two and it goes from 20 cents to $1, I'm going to get significantly less Hedera when I take it out. If I take it out now, I've got all my Hedera back and then the price goes up. That may have been a little too complicated, but just generally speaking, again, I've got videos on all of this in my school account to explain it in more detail. But that's the liquidity pool. So you don't have to be involved in this, but I'm just showing you that this is how it works. And it's very valuable because people use it not just to swap, but they like to provide liquidity and earn some return on their various assets. Third thing is you can stake, and the only thing you can stake is SAUCE, and you receive what's called XSauce back. And I'll explain how they use this in a very unique way. Look at this post, SAUCE the DeFi Alien. They actually have very good posts about all things related to SaucerSwap. But they happen to post every now and then, hey, it says, look, SaucerSwap is using its own revenue to buy back some SAUCE. Here's how much it's buying back. It's putting it in the infinity pool. Okay, what does all that mean? Well, essentially, if we take a look at SaucerSwap here on CoinMarketCap, the max supply is 1 billion. What some protocols will do is in order to give people rewards, they will be essentially increasing the amount of supply. When the amount of supply goes up, it typically will decrease the value of the crypto because there's more in supply. What SaucerSwap does is they earn money and they earn revenue on the trading fees and whatnot. They take some of that earned money and they buy SAUCE, the token, themselves on the open market. So they buy back some of those tokens. They put it in what they call their infinity pool, and that is what they use to provide the rewards to people that stake. So they're able to provide staking rewards without increasing the max supply. That's great, because if they did, that would decrease the value. So they're not increasing the value. In a way, it's almost deflationary, not inflationary, and they're still able to provide value for those that want to help the protocol and stake some of their SAUCE tokens. I think that's unique. I like that a lot. The second thing is they provide an API, SaucerSwap Labs, if you want to follow them on X. They say, look, they're powering over 40 projects and they have data across 100 Discord servers. This is their API documentation, whether it be stats information or farms information or token information. So other applications can pull using the API various data, and they've got 40 other projects that use their data. That's the second interesting thing, the buybacks and a very apparently well-used API. Now, just to go back and talk about the tokens before we talk about pricing and comparison, as you can see in supplies, a little over 800 million. That's why their market cap at the moment is 40 million. And fully diluted value is based off of the 1 billion, 51 million. So almost everything is out. So you're not expecting huge dumps of this to come out and make major price movements up or down. Now, also you can see here, if you scroll down on CoinMarketCap, the various exchanges it's on. Of course, it's on SaucerSwap. If you want to buy SAUCE, you can go there with USDC or any other of those tokens like Hedera and swap it. A couple others that you'll probably see and be familiar with, BitGet, MEXC, Gate.io. You can purchase swap there as well. I use this Hashpack wallet. You can also use MetaMask. And when you get to their site, you essentially just connect your wallet, really simple, and you can start using the swapping and any other feature you want to use. All right, now let's talk about some comparisons. When we look at very similar sites, but on different layer ones, for example, Uniswap, incredibly popular, huge. Ethereum. At the moment, Ethereum, I looked, is around 242 billion. Uniswap market cap, that is a little over 4 billion. It's about a 56x in terms of differential. Looked at PancakeSwap on BNB, because BNB chain is very popular as well. BNB chain's around 80 billion. PancakeSwap's around 670 million. Then we look at Hedera. Hedera is only 8 billion, a tenth of BNB, which surprises me. I think Hedera is going to do very well. And SaucerSwap is only 40 million, which is a 200x. So if you look at the layers and their swap, the decentralized exchanges on them, SaucerSwap is a huge differential compared to the other ones, which are much closer, meaning by that metric, SaucerSwap is undervalued. A site I like to use is when you compare them, and this is market cap of, and we compare SAUCE on Hedera to Pancake on the BNB chain. It says SAUCE with the market cap of Cake. If SAUCE had the same market cap as Cake, then it would be a 16.79x. SAUCE would go from currently 5 cents to 86 cents, being a 17x. I think that's entirely possible, mainly because that BNB chain is around 80 billion and Hedera is 8 billion. That's a 10x difference. Do I think Hedera can do a 10x in this bull run or in the next year or two? Or yeah, I believe it can definitely do a 10x, at least a 5x. If it does a 5x, then SaucerSwap could 8x or more. But SaucerSwap, from the other metric, looks like it's already undervalued right now. So I think it's undervalued at the moment, and I think it has the potential to do a lot more. So that's it. I wanted to keep it short and just hit some of what I think are the most important points with regard to SAUCE. Again, a little plug for my school community. Take a look. There's a link down below. And as you see here, there are many different courses explaining exactly how to do things. Whether you're brand new to crypto, intermediate, advanced, I've got courses in there and discussions about these coins and many others that I post typically on a daily basis. Have a great day. I hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Thanks for watching.